Okay, here's a topic that I see a lot in the social media world when it comes to building a step family. It's a question, really. Does my partner need to tell his co-parent that we're moving in together, getting engaged, getting married, or having a baby? I gotta say, I see folks speaking to this question with a lot of emotion. So let's break this down from a couple different angles. And by the way, hello, I'm Alex Harrison. I'm a licensed therapist, step family coach, and I'm always here to help you find your step family reset. Okay, back to the big question. The first angle is it objectively necessary? No, it's not. Unless it's in your parenting agreement that co parents have to inform each other about these big transitions, then no, you don't have to tell your co parent about it. I see and hear people's dialogue coming from this perspective, and I'll tell you, I get it. I hear things like, it is nobody's business but ours. I've heard, the co parent never bothered telling us when their partner moved in, so why would we? I've also heard she'll just find a way to ruin it, so we're not saying a word until after it's done. I mean, when I hear these responses from people, I literally feel the anger and resentment and the unhealed wounds that would bring someone to this position, right? And I think that people come by these feelings honestly. High conflict co parents are real. They overreact when big news is shared, they personalize it, they retaliate. It's a real thing. So it makes a lot of sense to me why people want to keep their news. But here's another angle. Sharing big news with your co parent, like engagements, moving in, or a new baby, isn't objectively necessary, but it is relationally kind to your kids. When you choose not to tell a co parent about big news, you're putting kids and stepkids in the position of holding that information to themselves or keeping secrets. You're also putting kids in the position of being the clumsy delivery men of that news. And that's not good for kids. It puts them in the middle of adult tension and conflict, which research has shown just negatively impacts kids' well being. Another angle to see all of this, look, even if your co parent or your partner's co parent tends to show up in ways that are less than desirable, you can still show up relationally. You can still demonstrate the respectful, kind interactions that you would want to see from that co parent. I would argue, especially if you're dealing with a high conflict co parent, don't hide big news. Showing up as evasive or secretive only fuels the fire of high conflict individuals. I also think that baked into this whole issue of wanting to keep our news is this undercurrent of grief. I mean, think about it. One of the things that I see step families grieving the most is the loss of simplicity. In first time marriages, couples make these big decisions more or less on their own. They're not checking in with other people around timing. They get engaged or move in with each other or get pregnant when the time is right for them, and then they share that news exactly when they want to. A step family, on the other hand, brings with it the loss of that kind of ease and freedom, right? You're constantly considering how decisions big and small impact others, the kids, the stepkids, the co-parents, all of it. And I think that people worry about losing the joy of the moment by having to strategize how to share news with co-parents. But really, it's on us as parents and step parents to figure out how to manage that grief in a way that protects our kids and points us towards showing up with relational responsibility when it comes to co parents. If you're feeling all the feels watching this video, then click here to find out more about how to navigate partnership well in a step family.